Hello everyone and welcome back to D&D with WhatTeamComp. I am your host, the Uncommon Guru, and I am back once more into the I'd say Cormundum adventure with my good friends, Paris, who is playing as Serenity, the Azmar Barbarian, Kendall, who is playing the half-elf wizard artificer, Artemis, Mary, who is playing as the human fighter, Fidget, and Zark, who is playing as the human paladin, Aurelius. And I'm very sorry that we've been gone for a little bit. It has been flu season, and it has just been kind of hitting us a bit. I need to find one of the things I used to have. What?
I think I still got it.
No.
Ugh.
Tell it to go away. It's had enough.
Either I have a head cold or whatever.
Let's get started.
Let's go.
Excitement. Do you all remember where we left off?
No.
We finally left Molten Hold, and we're on the road towards Landfall.
Yes.
Minute 17 seconds.
Hell yeah.
He actually timed himself.
I can't believe this.
You expected less of him? He is a man of
I don't know what I
focus,
expected.
commitment.
I was challenged.
So we were on our way out of Molten Hold towards Landfall. Last we left off after a very multiple scene, multiple day episode, so we can get out and on the road.
We're on the
After
way.
spending 7 years.
After
Could stay longer.
For thousands of years we have slumbered. Who dares disturb? Oh, hi. How's the family?
Anyway.
Oh, that's why I couldn't move it. There we go. We're doing this live.
What are you
What
doing?
did you do?
On the stream, I moved the Molten Hold's "You Are Here" marker
Oh, okay.
so that they could see
It
that.
actually shows us moving.
Yes, of course it shows you moving. Yeah, I put the "You Are Here" marker on the stream so that eventually people would go, okay, you are here. Oh, that's where they are in this world. So that way, when they saw Molten Hold, they could always know you guys were there. And now they see you are no longer in there. You are somewhere on the road.
On the road again.
You finally got on the road again after so much therapy. So much goddamn therapy. You all needed
Way
it.
too much therapy.
Well, being fair, again, your characters needed it. And you're better for it.
Right?
Hope.
So, set the scene for us, Mr. DM.
All right. Mounted up on the cart, your Magnavis leading the way, a new companion along with you, and for Aurelius, a new leg to stand on, as well as a new arm for Artemis, and an interesting change to the dynamic of the group. Less pain for some, more questions for others. But you are out of the city, no longer having the pungent heat of forges all around you, as well as the brisk cold near the braziers. The counterbalance that always seemed to be nearing one extreme to another at times, but also the calm, small serenity of Cameral's garden as you step out the gate seems to suddenly explode around you as you remember the world again. It's not been that long. It really has not, but the vibrancy and color difference of the world, of how much there's a void of vibrancy to Molten Hold, of how there is so much metalworking and steel, and how much it is toned back on color. That seeing all those greens and the trees in the distance, knowing that you're making your way back towards Landfall, is nice. After a day there, it almost feels strangely uncomfortable in the sense that it's like it's not getting hot then cold, the hot the cold. It's just summer. It's just hot. but not overbearingly so. And it's nice. You spend a good few days traveling, at which point Aurelius and Artemis, and actually no, all of you went and you saw the good doctor at one point, I believe, about various aches and pains. Except maybe Serenity. Serenity, I don't remember liking her.
Serenity didn't have anything.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So Serenity, you wake up and you see your party members getting up, and they're all kind of a little bit bouncy. Not intentionally. It's not a conscious thing any of them are doing, but the points where their pains would have been. Fidget's shoulder, Artemis's back. It's like they've been allowed freedom. Aurelius, doing Aurelius things, would you say that you fall over a few times trying to pick yourself up with your left arm and just fall flat on your face once or twice?
Yeah.
He feels like he's not in as much pain, so he just kind of forgets. I need to just pick myself up. Ah, boom! Velinor, your druid companion, helps you up a few times. Just there you go. Definitely not something you get used to, but yeah, the hang of it faster than most. You're walking faster too. How you feeling? Speaking to Aurelius.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of... He kind of just gestures. Well, I can't feel with this, obviously. Not there. He's gone.
There's a faint sound of a face palm in the background.
Aurelius would face palm, but he would always use his left hand for that, and it's gone. He can no longer palm his face.
Oh my God, you people!
Velinor smiles gently and kind of just pats you on the shoulder. Well, if your friend's anything to go by, I'm sure that'll be fixed at some point. Unless you want to see a Grove Arm.
A what?
A Grove Arm. He takes some materials, and I'm kind of just making it... taking a cantrip and just kind of making it a little bit bigger than it is. He's just basically using druidcraft to make a little stick figure person, actually made out of grass and whatnot. And then he gently removes the arm and takes another bit of a different kind of grass and kind of gently holds it up, and you watch it kind of almost seems to crawl up and just kind of attach to the arm and grow over it a little. And then it holds it up and gives a little wave before it kind of just slumps back. Basically taking a piece of what would be a tree in the future and letting it rest on your arm until you find a new place to plant it and get a new one. It's more commonly used for legs, but some people will yearly go about changing their arm to continue to move about and allow for different trees to grow. Keep things moving, as it were.
I can't allow myself to have an arm until I feel like
kick my ass. Fidget just kind of walks up and pats him on the shoulder before walking away.
I was gonna say until I can rely on my party more, but sure, we'll go with that.
There's nothing quite like building friendships through ass kicking, so I mean it's one and the same, really.
I mean, Serenity ain't wrong.
Forgot her accent entirely. It's been so long.
You're trying to make sure that you're not in the middle of the pack. You're trying to make sure that you're standing side by side with them. I get that. Good philosophy.
I've spent so much of my time relying on myself that I've forgotten how to work with a group of people. So, I need to relearn.
Are they in the carriage?
This is before the carriage.
Okay. Artemis is going to start stretching and bending, and just like happy that she's able to move properly without pain.
She is incredibly flexible.
Oh, rather bouncy today, I've noticed.
Is
It
you
feels
saying that
different.
like it's a bad thing?
No, it's just... How do I put this? It's odd with all of you being able to brood so effectively to see you all bouncy.
Do you
Well,
want
that's
me
what
to
happens
be
when you're in
brooding?
pain.
I can go back to being broody.
I can brood
It's
as well.
like a
I'm good at
specialty
it.
of mine.
Artemis is going to start bending backwards until her hands touch the ground.
Or Adi can keep doing this. Whatever entertains you right now.
Her jaw is on the floor. And she just looks at this like... ah.
It's like one of those almost perfect arches.
Feels like she's thinking like 8 different thoughts before she decides on one, walks up to Artemis and pokes her stomach.
That just makes her
Fidgets.
fall over and giggle.
Fidget kind of goes off to the side and is starting to practice just a little bit with her sword. And it's very obvious that her movements with the sword, though it was rather accurate before, seem a little more precise now that her shoulder is not giving her trouble.
Aurelius would probably note that more than anyone. Considering he's, trying to learn it.
Must watch, must learn.
Takes down notes.
With what other hand to hold the notebook?
You can
You
sit
can write
down.
with this notebook in your lap.
Yeah, if you're a coward, put it on the floor.
Lay on your
No,
belly
even-
like a schoolgirl.
No,
Kicking
even
his
bigger
legs
power,
behind him.
Dear
Even
diary.
bigger power move. Even bigger power move. Put it on Serenity's back and just right there.
You still fall.
Yeah, you have back muscles. Hold the.
Here, flex for me. Hold that pose. Thank you.
Lord. Serenity will help Artemis up if she... Well, probably while she's giggling.
And then Artemis will start bending again.
I think she only knows one trick.
It's been a while since I've done this. Hold on a second.
Let her have a moment, Aurelius. If you're gonna keep talking and running your mouth, bring your sword over here.
Maybe put your arm on.
Aurelius looks away, and he actually seems hurt by that. And he
Aw.
walks off towards Fidget.
Took about one-handed. Shouldn't be too hard.
You watch as Fidget kind of... Best way to describe it, it's almost like a boxer move where she's kind of bouncing on her feet, going, come on. Let's see if you
Like
caught
a
on to
butterfly
anything. Come on. Show me what you got. Come on, Aurelius. Come on.
Artemis is doing the thing where she bends backwards again, but this time she lifts her feet off the ground.
Oh! Just surprisingly acrobatic.
Surprisingly.
I knew you were flexible. I just wasn't expecting to watch you do a handstand. There's a very big difference between the two, my dear.
Sometimes.
While you enjoy yourself, I'm going to head over to Fidget. There we go. Fidget and Aurelius. She'll go to, like, pat Aurelius on the back. How is the arm feeling?
It doesn't.
You set yourself up, Serenity, for that one.
She, like, closes her eyes, looks up to the sky, and it's like, it's one of those faces where it's like, I'm angry at myself for walking into it.
You handed it to him on a silver platter.
I handed it to him on a gold platter. How is the stump feeling. Is that better?
He wiggles it.
Just throws her arms up and walks off. Fuck it.
More importantly, how you feeling in the new armor?
It's too light. I'm not.
He wants to
It's
be a
weird.
walking, clanking ball of metal.
First of all, fuck you.
You can't be mad because I'm right.
Second of all, he goes quiet again. Whatever. Just
You resemble the statement.
You know what?
no.
Fidget
It's like,
puts her sword away, takes off her belt that has her sword and her axe on it, looks at Aurelius and, with the big shit-eating grin on her face, going, "See those trees down there?
which
There
one?
and back? Try to beat me. Think you can do that?"
What? Why?
Fidget just kind of grins at him and starts running. Come on, show me what this new armor can do.
The armor can't do anything.
Do you start chasing her, or you letting her beat?
Aurelia, like as she's running off, is literally standing there like the armor can't do anything. It's literally inanimate. It's there running off.
Eleanor looks
Starts
between
running.
the two and like slowly reaches forward, and, like gives him a little shove, like, well, "Go on, run. You've been walking
Why?
around. Run. Just do it."
Fidget stops halfway down the way, turns, looks at Aurelius, and go, "Come on, show me that you can actually do something better than me."
She's giving you a free pass to kick ass, and you'll try to say no?
Yes.
Why?
Why?
Why should I kick her ass?
She's asking
Oh,
for
he's
it.
taking this literally. He's taking this literally. No, I mean beating her at something.
Show me you're good. Show me that this armor's not gonna weigh you down. Show me that you know how to move in the new armor. Come on. It's this or I'm gonna start punching you.
Then start punching me.
God fucking damn it.
It
That's what
doesn't take
Artemis
any...
is currently doing right now. But she looks up at Aurelius and kind of waves at him with her foot. I believe in you.
Fidget runs back going, "Are you serious?"
Try.
Uh-oh. Hang on, I haven't gotten breakfast started.
I'll help.
Unarmed. Let's see. First roll of the night. Watch it be a net one.
Alright, this is what I'm really doing.
I'll say 3 rounds of combat, basically. Just this little light sparring, effectively.
Did it send?
Do 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 da 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 da. Hold on.
It didn't send. God damn it.
Combat.
Let me check if that actually works at all. It's working for me.
Okay, it had kicked me out of roll 20. That's what it was.
Ah,
Let me
that'll
roll.
do.
That'll do it.
I miss. I whiff.
Yeah, first attack. Second.
Yeah. That's right, I get 2. Ha, ha, ha,
Yeah,
ha.
you're a fighter. You do the fighter thing. That.
Contact.
I love the fucking music. Like, this is like a dangerous fucking fight, and it's just a sparring
Oh, I did
match.
it on purpose. And she kind of puts her hands up in a very... Again, she's bouncing around like a boxer would, guarding her face with her hands, going, "Come on, your turn."
Come on, Aurelius, you can
So-
do. My voice cracked.
So how exactly did you strike him?
She just
Like, was it a
full on
feint
to the
and
chest.
that- oh, so
Yeah, just
like-
kind of. She's kind of bouncing around, kind of making herself a hard target to hit. And the moment she finds an opening, she strikes and then goes back to blocking herself.
So that first attack was more like a feint,
Uh
like,
huh.
for flavor,
Yeah.
and then the second one's the actual strike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and this is a weakness that I know exists in boxers. Aurelius is going to kick her leg.
And that makes contact. Go ahead.
My leg.
Wait, are we rolling actual damage? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you take 5. I didn't hold back. Did you want me to hold back? Okay, I'll take the 6. And I'll say she stumbles a bit and drops her guard. Do you get more than 1 strike?
Yeah, more attacks. Yeah, at least 1.
Aurelius is just kind of smugly standing there.
Oh, you're not going to swing again or do anything?
1 hit and you're down.
She
Like,
stumbled. Yeah, I
You're not
mean,
down.
okay.
Unless you want to do the shove
You want
action.
to? Yeah, you didn't actually knock me over unless you shoved. You can do that as your second if you're trying to knock her off her feet.
Well, I mean, with their... I mean, in this, like, in that state where he's hit their leg, that would be his next move.
And
Shove
go
action.
ahead,
Yeah.
do.
What do I
Athletics.
roll for?
Athletics.
Oh, well, alright.
Do I have to contest it at all?
Yes.
Also athletics?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Oh my. Yeah, no.
So you go to shove, and you're like, I got her on the rope, push her out of her leg, and she pulls it back in. And go ahead.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Counter
And
strike.
you said 3 and we're done?
Yeah, 3 rounds.
3 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is round 2.
Because I imagine after that we just like
We'd call it
act as-
good.
we'd act as if it's still going. Whatever. It's not as important.
Okay, so with that one, after kind of getting back to her feet, she goes more for a stomach punch with that one. You dropped your guard, Aurelius. Come on.
You can see that like what happened there was he actually wanted to guard with where his shield would have been.
Mm-hmm. What's your armor class? Does 15 hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 13 at the moment.
Ah, okay. So take another 5.
So 5. Yep.
There, I'll show. That way we can have it. Okay,
Alright.
Aurelius, show me what you got. Come on. Don't let me just keep punching you.
Aurelius is and he's like really considering his options. He's literally got an arm and a leg. And one of them's made of metal. So he keeps that in mind
Mm-hmm.
as he goes to
Again, dude.
he's actually doing a relatively high kick towards the head
Okay, go ahead.
in an attempt to like completely knock her to her side.
Okay, so that was
And
6. That's your
max
first one.
damage too.
Uh-huh. So that's the first one. You get one more, dude.
If that doesn't work, if they're not on the ground at this point, he's gonna basically beat Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu her to the ground.
Well, see what when you kick her like that and it makes the contact with her face, you watch as a grin starts to spread over her lips, and almost like a weird like shadow comes over her eyes as she grins, going, "Now that's more like it. Come on."
That was a so that was with his metal leg as well.
Uh-huh.
So that would have hurt.
Of course.
Yeah, and she's grinning at you.
22.
That hits.
The leg like goes from the head. He retracts it to like a half pose and kicks in the chest with the goal of knocking her back onto the ground again.
Okay.
Sure.
She'll stumble a bit with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and we're on the last round. And if Okay, let's see here. Since we're kicking,
I mean, there's nothing else that really is good.
You have
you
your
didn't
hands.
try punching.
He has a hand, and like
You could have
really-
punched.
Yes, but his leg is far more powerful. Generally speaking, in martial arts, they are.
Yeah, but it
Okay,
also
let's
leaves
see
you
what
wide
happens here.
open if you do a lot of kicks in the leg.
Okay. Since you decided to kick, you'll see her her stance change to more face you instead of to the side, and do a kick straight to your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And then shift her stance and miss.
What's your AC?
13
His AC.
is what he said.
Yeah,
He
13?
said it was 13.
Yeah.
it is.
Your armor's putting in work.
Yeah, so the second one misses. So, and her stance is a little off. Her kick goes wide, and she quickly goes back to protect herself. Last two. You're the last one to end it if you want.
I was gonna say for flavor,
Mm-hmm.
you could have kicked his metal leg.
Just a ding.
Yeah.
Like right at the knee.
Okay.
Just send him
Yeah,
flying
just kinda
under
like-
his ass.
Yeah, you just hear this thong, and she kind of hops a bit and gets back into her stance, going, "Okay, you get to end the fight how you want to." Last bit.
15 to hit. So,
That is a miss.
all right. So what he was gonna try and do was step in and then like uppercut her, but evade. Like that's easily evaded.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this.
So you
Both times she
Oh,
just
wow.
uses her arms to block you.
okay.
Well, what I was thinking was uppercut, and then he was gonna try and strike her with the elbow if it missed. And you can tell that he's been trained in some official form of combat, but it's not like expert level because he hasn't really had to use it that much. His fighting style is very reminiscent of an official soldier's training.
Nice.
And but it's it's one that's not really used by him often. So obviously he's not very proficient in it. When you recall how he was like with his longsword, you could tell like there's a clear, distinct difference between the levels of mastery.
Fidget kind of drops her guard and goes, "Not too bad, but you were telegraphing that you were going to do some stuff, and that's why the last few hits I was able to block. Don't make it obvious.
Okay.
But you did good. You did good, since you didn't want to go for a race that wouldn't have had me punching ya. This isn't that bad.
Races are boring.
Still
I beg to
probably would
differ.
You want to fight me as well?
You like to lose?
I imagine he's saying that as he's coming over to get some food. As
Yeah.
Villanor helps you make breakfast.
Yeah, Fidget puts back on her belt with her sword, and then goes and joins for breakfast.
It's a wonderful meal, home cooked, but more meager than the helpings you were getting before. In a small way, obviously. This isn't a big house just doling out food to a bunch of people. It's just more familiar, more friendly, if you will, more personal. That's the word I was looking for. And it's nice.
Oh, I wish I had a stove.
Why? I mean, with this metal grate here, we can just cook it on that.
Oh, sorry. Oven. Wrong word.
I ain't carrying that. Gives her a little shove. And I think I
Oh,
can see
no.
you doing that, but I know bonkers wouldn't.
It'd be very impractical to have an oven. There's this pie my mom used to always make that's just absolutely wonderful. And I miss eating it, and I would be able to make it. I had an oven, but I can't bring an oven on, and she just gestures to the trail.
Yeah. You hear Bonkers making like squawk motions, and after a couple seconds, Valinor kind of looks over and is just like, "You shush." And you see,
What he said is fine.
You've gotten a little bit of Bonkers telegraphing some moods and whatnot. When he says, "You shush," Bonkers has the most indignant look. Like, how dare you? Kind of waves it off. He's just like, Bonkers is eager to please.
Oh, sweetie, I don't want you carrying something so heavy. My cat just came in and ran around the corner like he's trying to do some kind of sneaky shit. What are you doing?
He's being a cat. What do you
He's
expect?
being a. He's doing gremlin things. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Mans is acting sus.
Good,
He's
that's
trying
his
to.
job.
He's trying to win among us.
He's the
That's not how you win
imposter.
among us.
Yeah, you gotta
The
be
vent's behind the
sus.
bed.
There you go.
Aurelius, as this is happening, he's just pulling out a little journal as he's waiting, and he's writing. He's writing a few things down, but on one page it seems like his some kind of thoughts, and on another page it's like his research into like one-armed great swordsmanship and like how
Man is doing English and math on 2 different pages in the same notebook.
It is all squiggles to fidget.
It's not math.
It's Jim.
It's more biology than like biomechanics.
This man is doing biology and gym in the notebook.
When figuring out the logistics of moving and the trajectories and such that you would need to be doing involve some form of math as well as biology.
As I was saying, biomechanics.
This man's
No,
trying
I'm not
to.
wrong! Go fuck yourself!
This man's trying to graduate colleague.
Like
Colleague? Oh, wow.
like he's so for comp he's writing basically his philosophies down
Right.
at the same time as he's doing his
If I can do this, maybe with a little bit more.
I'm hearing
Yeah.
the
effort, I can do that.
screams of the cockatoos in the background.
They are
more
babies.
cockatiels. They I'd bring whiskey in here, but she very loud.
Understandable.
But yeah, just for your sake, that's what he's doing.
I appreciate it.
Because he doesn't have access to any other books, it's just mostly recalling what Fidget's taught him about one-handed swordsmanship and his own experiences with it,
Gotcha.
and trying to apply it to his greatsword. I'm not sure if I should add any points to the thing or not. Either way, it's just
You're
he has
practicing
a
it.
journal now.
You're practicing it every night, so we'll get to that when I give you the number in a couple
Yeah.
seconds here.
No worries.
So you guys continue on, and I'm not on the right layer. There we go. Hello. What? Don't you rip me?
Rip!
Stop ripping me. I'm not tissue paper.
Rip.
I could make the worst joke. You know what? Fuck, I'm gonna do it. Why are you pale like one then?
Because the sun is in my eyes.
The sun is always in his eyes.
Oh,
Get out of my fucking bookshelf!
No.
Hang on.
Why did it try to move the whole thing? Stop it.
It doesn't want us to move away from Molten Hold at all.
It moved all of the icons at the same time.
Oh shit.
So, Aurelius, mark off 6 days before something of note happens.
So
Man's gonna
Mark,
evolve like a Pokemon.
so am I adding 6 to the
Yes.
50?
Yes.
Okay, so that would bring me to 8 then.
Yep. So, with the 6th day upon you, as you are going through the day, it's a few hours into the day. You'd say got a little bit before noon before you would normally try and pull over to take a moment to breathe. You do note as you're going along though that there is something that kind of catches your attentions. which is a contingency of Molten Hold soldiers. They seem to be very slowly scouring the area as though they're looking for something. And when they see you, they like take a moment to like appraise you for a moment before seeming to acknowledge you and then dismiss you. And you get the sense that it's not a dismissal of you're not worth the time, but more of a dismissal of, oh, you're just traveling through. Understandable. And then going back to doing what they're doing. None of them speak to you. None of them bring anything up to you. But up ahead, you see that there is another few who appear to be in some kind of discussion with what appears to be a large Minotaur man. And they're standing next to what appears to be some kind of lumped over figure, probably some kind of animal or something like that. To the left, though, is something else you see, which is what appears to be a small village in front of some kind of structure. It almost seems to bend in ways that your eyes struggle to fully process. As you've all heard of ruins from the time before the Age of War, the Forgotten Age, and how they could sometimes twist the mind by looking upon them. And it's... Shush, Paris. Sorry, I had to. I loved the Before Time. It's great. But...
she got to it before I could type, so, you know.
Fair. One of the reasons why is that looking at it, it looks like it is made of stone, but it has the texture visually of what you would only presume to be like a tree.
Would Aurelius have read of anything like this?
Yes, as I mentioned before, there are a few places like this that are most often associated with the Forgotten Age. Most of those places are also then associated with the words, "Do not enter." Mostly due to the fact that most people who tend to go in there find that whatever was happening amongst those of the ancient times, they didn't want their secrets known. And there isn't really anyone who has gotten out to fully tell of it without some manner of babbling about moving earth, swallowing up people, about a place where they thought they would die rich and they only died. Things like that. Things that made no sense
So
to anyone writing it
basically-
down, but they wrote it down.
Cautionary tales, more or less.
Yes. And so seeing a village in front of one of them is odd.
Odd?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Aurelius just kind of... Huh.
As you get closer, you start to pick up a little bit of the conversation as the Minotaur man appears to be explaining to the guards something. And the guards, like, they're not, like, hand-on weapon, but they are clearly at a stance of, if needed, I will draw my blade. Defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you can be kind of at part of it where you can hear them as moving cart one up, but once you can hear them, you hear them just going, "And I keep telling you, it's the teeth. There's too many of them. It's not like any of us. Look," and you see him like put his thumb into his mouth and pull down his lip, and he's just like almost baring his teeth at them, very aggressively, very just like, "See." And they like, one of them takes a half step back, the other one takes more of a half step forward. It kind of like peeks in and looks down. He reaches down to the creature on the ground and lifts it up. Artemis, you would recognize this creature as a gnoll. But there's something about it that is immediately off. It looks like it has an underbite, and that the underbite is caused by extra rows of teeth growing on the outside of the lip, or growing through the lip almost.
Can I touch it?
You're on the cart.
You're kind of pulling up to a point where you can kind of like voice things and the like. You can ask.
Aurelius.
Can I see that?
The guards both look to you all, and at first one of them looks like they're like going to be like, "Yeah, pass on." They kind of like, the other guy again puts his hand on him. The Minotaur kind of looks between you all, sees Velinor, and seems to kind of like relax slightly, just because very druidic garb. What were you saying, Aurelius?
Aurelius was trying not to draw attention to himself.
I mean, I was like, I'm going to just pull up my hood and slide to the left.
Yeah, so Aurelius
Just laying down in the cart now.
Right.
Wait, who was driving it?
I was.
Okay, so Aurelius just like goes up to Fidget and is like, let's just get some resources. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, good idea.
Oh, the two of you just like, no, don't deal with the law. Artemis, can I touch it? And the thing is, the guards like
it isn't even don't deal with the law. Is I'm sick of Artemis's shit. 3 seconds into town and Artemis is like touched gremlin.
It's like we're distancing ourselves from Artemis's antics.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's completely understandable.
He actually leans over to Serenity and goes, "This is your problem."
Okay, so the worst part is Serenity's giving it the same look that Artemis is.
Oh, so she probably doesn't even register that we're like, we'll be back.
Yeah.
Can we do a stealth check to see if we go unnoticed?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say the two of you are just Velinor is just watching. It kind of just sticks with you guys. You're just kind of like just sitting in the car with this look of just like kind of waves to the Minotaur, and as he kind of motions, just like the people. I'll see if I can listen. Thank you. And he kind of looks back as Artemis. The soldier does not stop you from getting a closer look. The one who like looked at me like trying to pull it away is the one holding the creature, and kind of looks to the other one with this look of like, are you fucking serious? These are civilian. And the other guy just kind of like waves him down slowly and kind of motions for you to look it over. So Artemis and
Artemis is gonna get a little closer.
Yep.
Artemis is gonna get a little closer to get a good look at it.
Yep.
Her hands are kind of clasped in front of herself to keep herself from touching it.
Ah, self-control. It exists.
Can I roll to see if like I recognize what this is?
I would say roll me a nature check. And this is just to see if you would know what it is, because again, the bottom jaw specifically is it looks like a big dog, but you can see it has the opposable thumbs of a humanoid. But you don't know of any creature like this. It's
new.
Artemis starts babbling about it being a knoll and what it is, and the
roll me a religion
kind of
check.
squints.
Artemis,
Me?
yes, you, because you know what it is.
Okay.
I see Serenity asking fucking different questions like, this is so awful. It's like asking questions about an animal, like, what do they do? What does it eat? Where do they live? That kind of shit.
Just
You
like,
can't
no
keep
animal.
it is what matters.
I'm not going to keep anything. Noid. I'm pretty sure that counts as slavery.
It's 27.
Dang.
So you're
proficient in
babbling the first parts that you know. Gnolls are not actually creatures. They are people. They're just, different people than what some other people might be. They tend to be more roamers than others, and they are usually looked down upon as a subservient lower class race amongst the cities in Danziel.
That's why you pinned it.
Hmm?
Sorry. Just reading what you pinned.
Yes, because that is going to come up because you rolled above the DC. However, there are tales that the gnolls would bring in that you didn't interact with many, if at all. However, you did hear a few of them who would speak of the majesty or the tragedy of one who was chosen by the great hunter. Where often they would have some kind of, to those who said it was the majesty, an addition, growths to allow it to be able to consume prey more efficiently, while others calling it the tragedy would say their bodies would have growths that would effectively destroy any ability to be in a normal society. They were built only for the hunt at that point. Society be damned. But for those who said that it was the greatest honor to receive such would say that what greater honor is there than to be invited to hunt alongside their hunter?
Artemis is gonna nod and relay some of that, occasionally stopping because it makes her uncomfortable to talk about. Did you look up? Out of character, I zoned out a little bit when you were describing this. Is he okay? Or is he dead?
Oh, he's dead.
Okay.
He looks to have been in an altercation that, as you kind of look around, you realize that this entity was left here. Were probably other people, other bodies of either people or creatures, you would presume people, who likely were injured. The fact that this person was left here probably means that all the other bloodstains were from other people, and he was at the epicenter of it.
Quite the fighter.
The guard grunts and is just like, we were coming by for supplies, and came out of nowhere like a wild man. Killed 5 of my unit.
Is that normal behavior for gnolls?
No, not along the border at least. There's some who come across occasionally, but they're traders. They trade pelts for other things that they need. They're nomads. They don't like to stay in one place too long, although they have homes, as far as they've explained it to me. I've traded with them more than once. I know a few of them more personally than others, but this is new. But this, and he taps where the teeth are growing out, this is not new to me. And he kind of motions to the Minotaur, who again is, when he gets motioned to, he looks again very offended. He's like, I do not have the teeth. Or are you going to continue to believe such things?
Serenity's staring at the Minotaur's horns.
Serenity, don't do it.
Huh?
Don't do it.
Don't do what?
Don't ask.
Ask what?
Gonna
I'm
get
not gonna
around
ask me some hot bull.
I
I said I'm not.
Anyway, I do not have the teeth problem. I have kind of, he opens his mouth more and he runs his finger across some of them. And as he closes his mouth, there's a faint click of someone who's aggravated. I'm not one of the savage folk that you may have encountered, who are all canine. I don't know how a Minotaur could be born in such a depressing state, but shakes himself.
I do have one question for him, however.
I'm here.
Can I ask you a question? She points up to the horns. Are those heavy?
Like both the guards and him look at you, and then the guards look up at him and look like, well, now we're interested. and he like slowly tilts his head from side to side, like almost like he hadn't thought about it. He's just like, I don't know. I was born with them, and I've grown with them, and they get the job done.
Well, I was always curious because I know some. She gestures between her and Artemis. Things that we're born with can hurt the back, so I was wondering if it might be the same except for your neck.
He is very thick-necked. That is true. And he kind of like taps his neck when you say that with this look like, I never thought of that. But that's also, look, just, can we burn this thing and be done with it? The other guard like looks to his captain, as you can probably guess by how he is leading, just with this look like, I'm all for this. Can we do that? The captain kind of pushes the Knoll corpse back and like searches over the body and pulls out what appears to be a scroll. And he opens it up, and it just has a symbol of the Great Hunter. Nothing written there, just that symbol. Closes it back up.
Artemis takes a couple steps back.
He shakes his head and tosses it on the creature's chest. Set it to fire. Somewhere safe. Kind of pauses and looks back to where the rest of your group left. Don't need the druid thinking that we're all idiots out here. Control it. Put it in a pit. Burn it. Yes, sir. Kind of like grabs it under the arms and does a. He drags it off just with that little scoot, 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 scoot of the legs. Looks to the two of you. Be careful.
Barry just waves and smile.
There's been a few people who have come across the border who have been a bit more hostile than usual, but I also can't say that you should be overly hostile to everyone you meet either.
I tend to be nice until they give me a reason not to be.
Well, there's something to the wind, I would say. Something not right. All I ask is you be careful. Here?
You do the same.
It's my job to make sure other people are careful. He nods to you and he
Yes,
turns to go and help the other soldier out.
I think we should catch up with Aurelius and Fidget, don't you?
I'll be with you in just a moment. Would she know a good way of respectfully disposing of the body that coincides with what she remembers of the Great Hunt and that god specifically, with her proficiency in religion?
It depends on, again, the two viewpoints. If you were going with the viewpoint of it's a disgraced part of being, leaving it to the ravens and the crows, leaving it to be fed upon is one way, but it is inefficient. Setting it to fire is a good other way. If it is something of great value and virtue, you've heard some say that to dine with them in death. And you've never understood if that meant that they would like have a meal, like pour one out for them, or if they would eat them.
Okie dokie.
That is what you know.
Cool.
All right. You want to head back?
Yeah.
All right. So, heading back to the village, it is a restless place. And you would guess that, the attack probably has something to do with that. But as you're walking through, I'm going to switch over to Fidget and Aurelius here for describing the first bit, because you would have heard a little bit more of it from first entry.
Okay.
People talk about a thief. And from the look of what happened out there, that didn't look like someone who was stealing something. That looked like someone who was fighting something. But these people are talking about a thief who had come and ignored their ways, as it were. You're kind of just hearing conversation here and there about a strange man wearing an odd headpiece of leather and horns, probably an orc or half-orc from what people could see of him, who ignored the warnings and slipped into the ruins by night. And then returned after dawn.
So I feel like Fidget would probably pick up more than Aurelius would, just based on Thieves' Can't.
It's not even Thieves' Can't. These are people just saying it.
They're talking about it publicly, and that actually has Fidget. There's a deep frown on her face, listening to the way they're talking.
Aurelius is listening, but he's also like passively looking for travel resources and things like that.
Oh yeah, there's places to collect more food for the animals, little bits of snacks for yourself. You noticed that that Velinor likes a lot of smoked foods. You got a lot of jerky and like foods that they will like put over that grate they have, and then just like put a thing over it to smoke the food.
That part is less important than than the fact that Aurelius is moving around and listening into conversations at like he's not drawing it. He's like Assassin's Creed crowd blending.
I get you.
Basically. You know?
Yeah, Fidget is following after him, and the moment that they get more surrounded by people, that frown is gone and instantly replaced by a smile that surprisingly looks natural, as she's kind of just like peeking over, almost little sister-like, to whatever Aurelius is looking at.
Aurelius is looking at the jerky because he knows the jerky can like sustain for a long period of time, but he's listening in to conversations to see if he can pick up anything extra, and keep in mind that he's listening in from someone trained as a paladin and also someone who spent years by himself tracking down demons in particular, which is different to this.
Yeah, so. And then you have Fidget, who's very familiar in the ways of thieves, trying to pick up other information.
Yeah, so there's two different angles that we're looking for here, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any roles for that, or just keep listening?
I'll say make perception checks. Just get a better vibe of what you're picking up.
Perception. Yeah. Almost hit performance. That would have been weird. Do a little jig.
I would also like to make a note that Aurelius is in particularly interested in anyone talking about the ruins specifically. See if he can get some scouting information, basically, before he even looks there.
So you're basically looking for information on like what is in or around the ruins?
Like, what would draw someone to want to go to these ruins in particular, basically?
Okay, yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. Again, very paladin.
Very paladin, of course.
Very paladin. Very different than Fidget.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, because they did say that some people claim that they saw him. Other people say that those people are making wild, baseless accusations and the like. But the thing that they said that they came out and had with them was some kind of what you can only they only seem to be able to describe it as a box with too many sides and no way to open it.
Would Aurelius be familiar with any artifact that sounds similar to that, not necessarily the same?
I'd say just no roll needed, just because of your paladin nature. There's only one thing that seems to make sense like that, and it's something called a puzzle ring.
A puzzle ring?
Yeah, it's multiple rings looped together, and you have to find a way to get them to all kind of slide together in a way. And once you do so, you're able to put them all into one cohesive ring. But there's a trick to it, to actually making it so you can actually make it into that single ring.
Aurelius doesn't see why that is like especially valuable practically speaking. But he's not jumping to conclusions because he doesn't have the full story at this stage.
Yeah. Especially since it almost seems like they were describing it as kind of, it almost had the sound of a fidget toy, and and then they say that that person looked like they had found something of great value, and then told them to keep an ear out because bad things were on their way. And like an omen, there's bad things literally outside their village. Death and carnage, which likely would have entered the village had they not run into the soldiers before coming in.
So I imagine that's everything Aurelius would gauge, and he would pass that information subtly on to Fidget later.
Yes.
Okay. Anything extra that Fidget would get with my 22?
Anything you're specifically looking for or listening for?
The stuff talking so openly about a thief and trying to piece together the appearance, just any information that she can about the person, and it's the term thief is sitting wrong with her, I guess is a good way to put it.
That's fair. You know very little about the ruins or their history, being from where you are.
Yeah.
There is a passing statement that stands out to you. And it's not from an adult.
Okay.
It's from a child.
Okay.
Who is trying to insist that they saw them. He had real horns. And the mom is just like, yes, dear, I'm aware. They were coming out of his head. Like, wow, he had so many horns.
Many horns.
Yeah, the other people are just saying that he had horns, like maybe like the Minotaurs, but he's like many horns is how he's describing it as, which kind of gives you more of a deerish vibe at first, and then there's a single person who comes to mind. Because you did beat the DC for this. As you've heard people say, orc, half-orc, orc, half-orc, 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 an orc with horns. Growing out of their forehead.
Okay.
From Caucasus Crossing.
Oh no. Okay, that's all I needed to hear. There's once it takes a bit for the pieces to fall together for Fidget before she just kind of, while they're looking at Jerky, she kind of grabs onto Aurelius's arm and says, "We need to talk," and with like through the smile. And is there an area nearby that's not as crowded?
Yeah. You can definitely find a little spot for that.
Okay. she'll pull Aurelia as casually as she can, but it's kind of hard to pulling him away from the foods and stuff.
Aurelius plays into it. I assume we're walking towards some alleyway or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She kind of pulls him aside and goes, I could be wrong. But, you remember that tavern before we crossed the Caucasus Walk?
Aurelius's eyes narrow. You know he remembers that well.
And you know how one of our... Oh, and she kind of does finger quotes. Buddies got away?
He's here.
The horns. I want to be wrong. But if I'm right, I'm going to be kicking him in the nuts again.
This was the guy who was demon summoning, yeah?
That's the way Fidget's seeing it. Yep.
I need to go to those ruins.
We don't go without all of us.
I know, but something isn't right about this.
Of course something's not right about this. Why is he on the same path we are?
More importantly, why did he go to the ruins? There's nothing... What, he wanted a fidget toy from some ruins?
Was that what they was talking about?
Yeah, he kind of explains what it was.
Oh, that's why you looked suddenly so interested in what you were looking, because you were paying... Okay. See, out
of character, the way that it's described, just to give you a little bit more visual context of it, it's like a completely metal, like no coordination to it, Rubik's Cube is how they sound like they're describing it, but too many sides.
Okay.
So it's not like a 6-sided, it's multiple-sided. It's an advanced Rubik's Cube.
Oh, that's terrifying for somebody with a 10 intelligence. We need to find the others. We need to relay this information to them.
We need to find a place to stay as well.
Let's both go find the others, and then we'll go from there. I so hope I'm wrong. I so hope I'm wrong.
I'm gonna need something when we go there.
What do you need?
Just something of something that'll help us in terms of detecting magic. I personally can't do that.
Fidget holds up her hands going, I am not the person to talk to, so yeah, we should probably talk to the others.
I need to talk to Artemis.
I'm sure they'll all be so happy to know that our buddy is on the same path that we are, and poor Velinor is going to be so confused.
Yeah.
Then again, I think everything that we talk about confuses the poor guy, so you know.
Yeah, it's fine. We should...
Let's go find him.
Actually, I'll take this jerky.
He hurries back over and gets the jerky.
As you guys are like finishing conversation, Belinor's just back at the car, looking at where you guys left, and sees you guys, and kind of like perks up with this little wave. She's like, "Oh, you're back." Nope, you're fine. There's an inn over there. Hey, there they are. Welcome back.
Hey, what?
I'm glad that I'm not difficult to spot.
You, Serenity and Artemis, without having to roll anything, especially with Artemis's passive, that is insane, would see that the smile that Fidget has on her face is suddenly very strained in the corners. Like, we should go get us a room. And,
I like that idea. Let's go.
Yeah.
There's the fresh cup over there.
Fresh. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's got
a fresh
person
cup of
in it.
what?
I don't know.
Sorry, Mom. I mean, what happened?
I hope it's soup. But
We're
we're gonna get a room.
We're getting a room because we should talk about what we're going to do next, Serenity.
Because there is something of interest.
We
He's
should go
you
find
guys-
different rooms so we
at
can talk
her.
about this.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go find a
Let's go, let's
room.
go.
Let's go get a room. Let's get a room.
As they walk up the stairs, she just looks at fucking Aurelius and Fidget and goes, out of all the people who want to be not suspicious looking, you two are the worst.
I'm not
They
even
are
trying right
terrible.
now. I'm
Yeah.
not even trying. And Fidget says as she walks by Serenity into the tavern.
I am trying very hard. Please don't make fun of me.
Oh, poor man.
Him try him's best.
Him do good.
That said, though, his ability to blend is actually pretty good.
It is
like
when
that.
you have this kind of information.
Okay,
We
so
just
they're all
both
going
had
to a
very
room.
big tells.
Actually, Artemis is going to go over and pay for a room first, and then she's going to shoot
Yeah.
them all up, and Artemis is going to come back up following them with Key.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, Artemis.
How much are the rooms again?
For
20
these
bucks.
ones, 5 silver.
Yes.
Is that for the cheap rooms too? Just keeping it in mind for when we actually need to all have a room and not one room.
For this inn, they don't exactly have separate rooms for separate groups. It is a
Okay.
group lodging.
Oh, okay.
that
So it's
cool.
just
This is an inn that is
so-
built for you come in as a group, you leave as a group.
okay. Then we're good to
excellent.
go. We're good to go. Okay. As soon as we're in the room, Fidget starts pacing and kind of fidgeting with her hands nervously, going, "So, there's been some talk in town of a thief that went into the ruins behind us. Aurelius can explain what they got. I don't understand what they
So
got.
Basically, they got this. Artemis, you would know what a. What was it? Sorry, brain shut down. It was called a
Yeah, what's the artifact called? Something ring?
Like a puzzle.
ring of
Puzzle ring.
many puzzles.
Yeah.
There we go.
Also, out of character. Quick side note. I did make a mistake with my thing. Bugbear, not orc. I was thinking
Okay,
Velenor's the orc. This person's
That's
a
why I
bugbear.
didn't even ask. You said, the moment she said caucus walk, I knew who you meant, so.
Bugbear.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I assume Aurelius goes through and explains everything that he's learned, as well as more eloquently describing what Fidget has
No,
told him.
Fidget would take
Probably
over once
cut
he
in.
explained it. Once he explained the stuff, she kind of goes, and I want to be wrong. And she's going to look between Serenity and Artemis going, I want to be wrong. But our demon summoning friend from the caucus walk, I think, was the one who took it.
Well, there's also the fact that, considering with our luck, you'd probably be on the money regardless.
Oh,
I
our
want to be
demon
wrong.
summoning friend.
Yeah,
Our
Artemis
demon
pulls
summoning
out the
friend.
journal that she has
Yeah, that one.
Ah.
Bugbear with horns actually coming out of his head.
Do we get to
Hey.
kill him this time?
I hope so.
Please say
I want to kick him in the nuts if nothing else. That seemed to work last time.
Hey, Artemis,
Hmm?
do you know of any artifacts that can... I don't know, he twirls his hair like a teenage girl.
Oh my god.
that can detect magic?
Do I?
Yeah. You know the spell detect magic exists.
I could
I
make
know
so
that
many
spell
jokes right now, but
exists.
Serenity's too nice.
Would you know how to... I only ask because it's cheaper than buying. Do you know how to make something that could do that? If temporarily?
Do I?
As a artificer, you would know that there is a way to do it. The exact construction componentries of it, not so much. Not at the moment, at least. You could fiddle with it, but it would take time.
It would take time. Pretty
we-
sure I could, but
We do not have time on our side.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Okay, then I guess my pulse will just have to do then.
your what?
My pulse. He
That
Oh,
doesn't explain.
He haven't you used it on Serenity and fucking said what it was before? I cannot remember. Before I say this.
it's
Wait,
divine.
I work with paladins. I know what the
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah,
You
he-
would know it that way.
He refers to it specifically as his it's known as an aura pulse in his circles, but more commonly it's known as a divine sense.
It's something that he can do that senses certain types of creatures,
Ah, okay.
as well as telling him if some place is desecrated or not.
Oh,
It's
Interesting.
okay. And you weren't gonna just use that instead of asking Adi like a schoolgirl?
I am
Well-
curious about the hair twirling.
look, we
I
don't
thought it was
talk
rather
about.
cute.
Thank you. I'm glad
It
someone
was so out of
appreciated it.
it was so out of character that I thought I hit my head again.
I liked it. You should ask every question like that.
Please
will.
no.
I
Please
will.
no. That's
Just
not no
specifically
no
to
no
spite
no.
you.
Serenity just looks at Artemis, stares at her, and just goes, "You are so much more chaotic than I ever expected."
She is putting fuel to the fire that is the sibling bond between Fidget and Aurelius.
Listen, when it hurts less, I have more brain power to use for other things.
So
I adore this chaos.
the reason why I was looking for something that could detect magic is because my pulse, my aura pulse, can only detect so much. It can help me find celestials, fiend, undead, good and evil auras, but it cannot help me find things that are magical, arcane. And if we're going to these ruins, I would prefer not step into an arcane magical trap.
How long is it before we step into these ruins?
I don't
That-
want.
That
The-
should
the
be
lo-
a second thing to talk about, actually, because he wants to go in, and I ain't gonna let him go alone. So
Pause.
We don't have to stay for long. I just want to know what's. I just
they
want to
can't
see.
wait.
The longer we wait, the more likely it is the tracks will be covered up. I want to know what exactly they did there, what they took, and what we can do about it. Because if they've taken an artifact, that can't be good.
Our best bet would be to do it once the sun is starting to set.
What
There's no way they would do it in broad daylight.
what is the time?
It is afternoon by this point. Still have maybe like a few hours before sundown.
I can wait for the sun to go down. It'll give me some time to work on my project.
Currently, if we're going into the ruins and we get into a fight, I think you might want to work on your actual... She points at his body, just in general.
he's actually doing a lot better than he was when we left
How
Molten
much
Hold.
time
so we're
would
good.
it take for me to make the thing that can detect magic?
I do not believe that is a infusion you can use. So
I don't know the spell. I'm just.
That would make it harder as well. I would say that it would probably take you. You'd have to find a way to, one, get the spell so you could figure out how to put it together. So this could be like a month to
Ah, okay.
month to 6 months. And 6 months is like projecting really far, but I am considering the fact that you are an artificer as part of that.
We could look and see if there's something we could buy that could detect magic. I'm sure there's got to be some kind of shop around here. Wait, how big is this place?
Not that
We're not
big.
exactly
it is
in
a
a
small village.
Oh, my bad. I
Very
don't
We're
small
not exactly.
village.
We're not exactly in a country that's very accepting of magic outside of clerics and bards and paladins.
Paladins.
Also, a reminder for you,
looks-
Artemis.
Janet Aurelius!
Guys, just a reminder from me to Artemis. Artemis, lovely friend of friends. You are an artificer. At level 1, you get magic item analysis. You can cast detect magic and identify as ritual spells if needed.
Cool, I forgot.
And you also do not require the pearl for
Where
the
is
material
that
component.
written?
It is
God
the
damn it!
first level magic item analysis.
And you
Love the
still have
anger.
to, because you spent all the money on that pearl.
No. Yeah, that's something in. You don't need to provide a material component when casting identify. I wasn't going to say anything, but I figured I need to bring that up now.
Where is that?
In the
It's
in
the
the
first
words
level.
of one of in the
Mommy,
words of
where
one of
is
my
I'm not
Oh.
talking to you right now, Paris. Please, comp. Where is that written?
Hold on, let me pull it up. Where did it go? I swore that it's something.
Oh.
I'll get back. We'll get back to you. I'll pull it up where I can find it. I swore there was
the
a
Goblin
thing.
Rage is fucking beautiful. I love you, Kendall.
It might have been from the UA one because I've been looking that over for ideas on the gunsmith. Don't worry
Oh,
about
no
it.
wonder I didn't know where it was.
Yeah, that would be in the UA one if it was in the UA one.
It's an unearthed arcana.
Yeah, so no, you do not have it. My apologies, I'm wrong. Again, I was looking at something for something else. Don't worry about it, it's fine. That's my bad. Anyways, back to your regular scheduled prod. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Grim.
That's fucking hilarious.
I'm sorry.
We'll have to rely on his. What do they always call it, Aurelius? Divine sense? Is that the term?
I mean, most orders use that term. My order used aura pulse because it just was more accurate to what it is.
Dramatic. More
To be fair,
dramatic.
if we're
No,
If we're doing-
divine pulse is far more dramatic. Are you
You said aura pulse.
No, divine sense is far more dramatic than aura pulse. Aura pulse sounds practical. Divine sense is all hoity-toity.
if I may
Those
weigh in
sound
my
very
opinion,
dramatic.
if I may weigh in my opinion on this, as someone who has worked with both, they both sound dramatic. Just one sounds uppity.
Oh, I was just trying to give him shit. It's fine.
I'll give you shit.
Sure.
I'd rather not have your shit. So thank you.
Serenity just leans down to Artemis so she can just like whisper in her ear, "I'm waiting for one of them to throw the first punch. I cannot explain to you how much I want to watch them wrestle and fight."
If they're going to do that, please remove them from the room. We don't want to damage anything in here.
It's fine.
If we're going to make a mark in this town, it's best not be in the wall.
Serenity stops herself before she says something, but it's very clear she wants to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Naughty.
She just smiles.
Fidget will turn to Velenar going, so, welcome to the bullshit we bring with us.
I have no idea what half of what you just said was. I presume that it's something important, though, because you brought us into this room alone to speak on it.
So
No, we plan on killing and eating you.
I take
don't say
shame.
that.
Don't.
Don't say that.
At least
He doesn't know you well enough for that humor.
at least let me make myself taste worse.
He just gestures to him. It seems like he's already gotten the joke.
Eleanor,
So, the long and
do
the
you know
short
what
of
a
it
demon
is...
is?
Yeah, I was gonna say. But okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's one in this city. I mean, this town.
Well, it's not a demon, he's a summoner of demons, which is worse.
Technicalities.
Specificity is kind of important here, because if I'm looking for a demon, I'm going to miss the person summoning the demons, not knowing that there's a summoner of demons. So, thank you.
He's a bugbear.
Bugbear. Weren't there like 10 bugbear outside?
Huh?
The city's got bugbear, hobgoblins, humans, a variety of people.
He's a bugbear with various horns coming out of his head.
Ah.
I believe that would help differentiate, wouldn't it?
Did you see any horny bugbears?
Not that I saw specifically. I'll keep an eye out. I'll let you know.
Okay. In the meantime, Aurelius kind of Aurelius is just gonna sit down on the bed and continue working on his project, and he's also keeping in mind what kind of armor would be best suited for a fighting style like this. But also, he's on a separate page, he's writing down some general notes about the current quote case.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we need to go into these. Well, I would like to go to these ruins.
Be honest, I would as well, so you're not alone.
I would feel very comfortable with you coming with me.
Oh, I feel
But
touched.
also, I think bringing Artemis would be very useful.
Of course, she's the magical one.
And this one could probably sense a trap. Pointing at Fidget.
I fucking knew it. The minute he
Fidget
said
just
this
shrugs her
one-
shoulders. Fidget just shrugs her shoulders, going, I don't know what to tell you, dude. I just swing a sword.
You
You
say
can
that, but I
swing a
want.
sword at the traps. It's fine.
If I know the trap is there.
I mean, you
We can
have
find
eyes.
traps.
I can't find... You can find traps? I can't find traps.
I can find a lot of things.
Okay, well, even so, while I'm...
You people keep spoon-feeding the dirty thoughts, and she's trying so hard to be civil, but you make it worse.
Artemis is gonna wink at Serenity.
Serenity just looks up at the ceiling, and she's like, it's so fucking clear she is trying so hard to not make jokes. Like, she is struggling, my man. God damn it.
Aurelius looks over at her and just fucking pokes her cheek. When are you gonna break?
Hopefully not now.
Pokes again.
Do you two need a moment or something?
No. It's not that. It's just not.
Just say it's Serenity so you don't explode in the middle of everything just to start giggling to yourself.
He's making so many daddy jokes, and I'm trying not to make them back.
Isn't that what
I
you're...
have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, what
I
is
am so clueless.
She just covers her face. I hate all of you. She's just like sobbing with laughter.
Aurelius says, "Love you too," as he keeps writing.
Oh, wow. Oh, wait a minute.
What's this noise?
Just wait a minute.
Is there
Artemis is going
anything...
to like catch up with Aurelius. Oh, I think you short-circuited her.
What?
Oh, I think you short-circuited her.
Short circuit?
Serenity
broke her.
is broken.
You
What
broke
is...
her brain. A little bit.
No, go back. What is short-circuiting?
Oh, you
that's-
know when my arm glitches and it kind of jerks?
No, I haven't
Or
seen
gets
that.
stuck? That's a
Um,
short circuit. It doesn't... The magic sometimes stutters.
So, like, there's a quick delay? between?
Yes, and
Okay.
sometimes when there's a delay, it makes a sound or it moves strangely.
Is that something I should be worried about? He looks at his leg.
Probably not.
Probably.
What do you mean, probably?
Exactly what
I mean,
she said.
I didn't make it. I designed it, but I didn't make it.
Okay.
Aurelius is paranoid now.
Well, okay. He goes
In the
back
middle
to,
of
like,
nowhere, Aurelius is gonna start tap dancing because he's short circuited.
Oh,
no.
please.
He just his like just just gets the fucking zoomy legs.
fucking
No, the worst
stealth
part is
check
this
and the
as-
like tippity taps.
The worst part is as y'all describe this, my leg is actually jittering right now, so I fucking hate you all.
Love you
I
too,
did
Paris.
nothing. Yeah, so is there anything I'm missing? Is there anything that you guys want to do while we're here? I mean, not all of you can like have to look into this. This is just a personal
You're not-
thing for me.
You're not going alone.
Yeah, I know. I just
Come on, Aurelius, do you think all of us wouldn't want the chance to beat this guy's face in with a rock?
He threw me 3 stories. I
would
kind
like
of
to
took
know
that
why
personally.
he thought I was on his side. I would like to know why he thought I was on his side.
Yeah.
hmm.
As
So
far as
what
I know,
you're
you're
saying
on
is
no one's
don't
side.
kill him, but dismember him and keep him alive so you can talk to him. Got it.
Ooh, just remember
You
this.
actually, Him taking away his greatsword made it so that Aurelius is even more violent. I like it.
What? I.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Aurelius goes quiet and he says, "There's a part of myself that I suppress and that I need to acknowledge is a part of myself."
I like it. Personally.
It's not a bad thing, Aurelius.
I like every part of you.
Complicated.
I do not like every part of me, so let's move on.
She'll give him a kiss to the cheek. Well, that's the path we're working on. To love and accept every part of your personality.
Hmm.
Self-love is important.
Anyway,
Yeah, let's not stick on this for too long.
Artemis looks very uncomfortable for just a moment, just looks at all of them. Anyway,
So,
You all are so uncomfortable with mental health. She just like said
Oh, you
that
meant
out.
mental health. Okay.
you want to talk about mental health? You.
Me? I know I'm crazy.
No, she's looking. She's looking
Oh.
at Serenity.
Look, I am fully aware that there is something wrong with me in my personality, and I've started working on it. I am comfortable talking about it.
Yes, and you
Yeah.
should be able to respect that we're not comfortable with it. Respect it, please.
At
Shall
least,
we move on?
at least
Yes, let's move on.
Right now is not the best of times.
I am
Yeah.
just trying to figure out so many things. Someone walk and talk with me. Explain this bit more.
Okay, hold on. Let me just.
Everybody
I'll grab my book.
volunteers.
Aurelius
Never
grabs
mind,
his book and
Aurelius,
he...
you go.
All right, so
I'm going to go.
So it
over
all
here.
started when we were at the caucus, and he just
Yeah, they walk.
goes through. Yeah,
Oh,
Artemis throws the
asshole.
journal at him.
yeah. So he's doing this at the same time as like it's a way to pass the time as well. He's helping someone. He's a good boy.
Mhm.
I want to just pet his head and see if his fucking butt wiggles. I'm so sorry.
What?
He's got such golden retriever energy, bro. I'm sorry.
His butt's not gonna fucking wiggle, you degenerate.
Well, you don't have a tail to wag.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Do, 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 do,
What did we all take before this session?
We've
Jesus
missed
It's been
each
too
other.
long.
I
It's
am
called insomnia from my fucking anti-anxiety meds.
I can explain to you what's up with me right now. I am currently high off muscle relaxants, so
I have no
I'm-
excuse.
I'm chilling.
This is just me.
I had the choice of being high or having period cramps. I chose the former.
Ah,
Fair.
Fair enough. So,
He's gonna stick by Artemis throughout this.
Fidget's just there.
Artemis is sorting through her things.
Oh, I actually have an idea. Fidget goes to a corner and kind of takes a hold of the grapevine and say, Maxim, we found our runaway demon, possibly.
Hi, Maxim.
Hello. It's like I have him on speakerphone.
Listen, we can hear you talking.
Oh, I know.
I have a 20 passive perception. Nothing gets past me.
13. You're just in the corner.
Oh,
Excuse me, no, I have a
she's
15.
letting y'all have a moment. That's all. That's why she went to a corner.
Somebody's just sitting beside her. They ain't having a moment. She's just chilling.
They're just
This is
sitting
Fidget.
there. What do you mean?
This is Fidget. Anyways.
Fidget believes anything is a moment.
Anyways.
all right. So, the two of them are out on the town.
Oh, wait, does Maxim reply?
Maxim, yeah, I'm getting everything in order. Maxim will reply and just be like, "You have a What?
He was there. That's why I said it. Remember the Caucasus Walk person who took the rune?
Oh,
Person
that
who
guy.
got away?
Oh.
Yeah, apparently he's been spotted in the town we're taking a break-in.
There's this momentary pause, and then this. Do you need me to swing by?
You're probably almost all the way to wave break with how quickly you move, so you'd have to double back. We're halfway between where we were and landfall, so.
I also went directly to wave break, so I'm a little off the beaten path compared to you.
Man's on top of a fucking mountain right now.
These are grasslands and hills, thank you.
I can keep you informed, possibly, but according to Aurelius, who got some of the information from the townspeople here, does a puzzle ring sound familiar to you?
I mean, I know what a puzzle ring is.
Apparently, he took our bugbear with horn buddy took one from the ruins right behind this place.
A ring? A puzzle ring.
That's what the townsfolk are saying. We ourselves didn't actually see the guy.
Ring. Puzzle ring.
That's what. That of great importance, danger to come, was being all ominous and not hiding the fact that he took it.
It's probably got something hidden away in it, but that would imply that he's able to actually figure out how to put it back together, so unless you're afraid about that.
Well, also the fact that this evening we're going into the ruins, so you know.
What?
Was just curious.
Why? You do know
Aurelius wants to go into the ruins. We're not letting him go alone again.
He does remember that most people either refer to that as sacrilege or other people refer to it as just being flat out illegal, right?
You've also met Aurelius, right?
Yes, but I'm allowed to try and remind you to remind him.
Yeah, it ain't gonna stop him.
Then
We can hear him, right?
You can hear me.
Yeah. Your best bet in figuring that out would be to find him, wouldn't it?
Find Aurelius or the bugbear?
The bugbear.
I don't know if he's in town anymore.
I mean, if he's not in town, that means you've got a direction to go at least.
Yeah, I'm not liking that he's in the same path that we're on.
I can't help you with that. I don't know why he's on the same path you're on.
It was more... I was just letting you know that the one that got away seems to be around.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm not being helpful right now.
Serenity will lean to Artemis and go, isn't she technically the one that got away?
I can hear you. We're in the same room. Sorry,
Who's in the same room?
Maxim.
Context. Different context.
Serenity and Artemis are listening into our conversation and giving feedback.
You're in the corner!
You're doing great! Good job!
I seriously
Gives you
just got
thumbs
a "you're doing a good job, sweetie" thumbs up from Artemis right now.
You know, I can see her being that sort of person. She's sweet like that.
We can call it that, sure.
Am I wrong?
I know I'm...
The goblin.
Right, I don't know why I called. It was just to let you know. Don't mind me.
I appreciate being in the know at the very least.
I'm not being very helpful, though, am I?
I mean, you're letting me know that you're planning to do something illegal. Please don't do the illegal thing, but, you know.
It's me. This is not the first, and it won't be the last thing illegal I do.
We're doing something illegal?
What?
She'll hold up a finger going, I will inform you guys in a second what he's saying. Anyways. This is why I usually do these conversations alone, but this room is for a group in this town. It's so small, so, you know.
It's not the first illegal thing I've done, I'm sure, but
I mean, I've done a lot of illegal things, too.
Oh.
She pulls down her like, the scarf she wears and points at her mouth.
Ah.
A lot of illegal. This is illegal. Taps her tattoo.
Anyways, Maxim, I'll keep you up to date on what's going on.
All right.
I'll talk. I know you sound so stressed. I keep adding to that with every conversation we have that I remember.
Not the most stressful thing, but still stressed.
Well, you know what? You were in the middle of working when I told you I was collective, so what are you gonna do? So.
Better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Anyways, I'm gonna end this phone call before they keep talking. I'll talk to you later. She lets go of the lanyard.
Okay.
For context, going into the ruins is illegal.
Ah, why?
Sacrilegious.
The ruins, who cares?
I was just talking to a monk bod. What do you expect?
Paris, your character would actually know as well, because you also worked with the paladins, that they are considered sites of great catastrophe and generally sites where people die. People go in, they don't come out.
People go into cemeteries all the time. That's not illegal.
Cemeteries, you go in to bury the dead.
That's where you lay your rest.
Yeah, you're not going into there to be killed by something, and no one will find your body.
Well.
No. Both of you, no.
Unless we're in a horror movie, which we're not.
But
I can make it a horror movie.
No.
Please, no, guys, come on.
Yeah, I'm being
Don't put us in a horror movie. Me and Artemis are gay. We're gonna die first.
2-for-1 special.
No.
Aurelius is gonna be the badass guy who gets like a bite and is like hiding it from the rest of the group, and then like at the very end, yeah.
Good times. Anyways, is there anything you all wish to do with the rest of the day as it stands?
Ernie's probably gonna go out and just explore the town. She'd ask Artemis if she wants to come with her, if she wants to stay with her journal.
Artemis is gonna come with you.
Are there any is there anyone around just like training with their sword?
No.
Like, is there like a training grounds?
There's not a lot of swords, mostly axes and hammers.
Axes and hammers.
More practical to use it for construction or other such things. as a weapon, more as an offhand sort of thing. Like they have like axe throwing like into stumps and whatnot, but that's used for like, just gently getting wood chips and the like.
Okay, I should have been more specific. Is there anyone using or like training at all with something with one hand, basically?
Not specifically in this area. This is a
All
small
right.
little village that, as was stated amongst some of their whispers, if that knoll had gotten into town, a lot more people would have died than just 5 soldiers.
Let's be
Okay.
honest, we probably met half of their police force already.
You met the guard. There's no real police force in this village. It is
We probably met half of their guards already.
effectively.
So the guards don't train?
Not in the village.
There is a guard.
There was
Okay.
the guard captain and the guards you passed.
They're also probably trying to make sure that people don't go crazy over the rabid knoll that
Yeah,
tried.
that's fair.
So that's why they're sweeping
Okay.
the area around, which is why I said they were out and doing stuff.
Okay,
Doing
so
that thing.
in that case, Aurelius is just going to find somewhere quiet to watch the sunset as he continues on his projects.
Gotcha.
Serenity will extend the offer to Elizabeth to come with, by the way. Fidget! Fidget! Fidget!
It's been a while.
She is going to stay behind.
All right.
Artemis is going to stare at Fidget.
I'm staying behind, Addie.
I'm not leaving you anywhere.
I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna lay on the bed and I'm going to actually try relaxing for once.
I don't like splitting up anymore.
I can't lay down in an actual bed. We've been
a
sleeping
good
on the
point.
road for the past few days.
Artemis,
Fine.
she has the lock and the key to the bedroom. I'm sure she'll be fine. In fact, here. I'll take off Bean Bean and hand it to Elizabeth. If something happens, ping me.
Oh, what?
Talking to Bean Bean when she says
You
that.
never explained this to Fidget.
Yeah.
She's talking to Bean Bean when she says that. She's like, oh, yes, I can communicate with him. Slightly.
I have so many questions, but it's gonna make my head hurt if we do.
I honestly don't have answers because I don't fully know how magic works.
You guys go enjoy the town. Just make sure to come get me before Aurelius goes into the ruins.
Of course. I'll bring you back something. Do you like sweet, sour, savory, tangy?
Savory?
Alright. I'll see if I
Thank
can
you.
find something that adheres to your palate. Come on, Artie. Let's see if we can find something nice to eat. These small little towns always have such wonderful desserts.
Was that all we're
Usually.
looking for?
I'm not looking for it, but it's just one of the objectives. I'd learn to explore every nook and cranny of this town that I can. I always have such nice little secrets.
I'm not really here looking for touristy things. I want to see if there's anything we can find about the demon.
We
Bugbear.
can look for that as well. Says we can have a little fun while investigating.
I would prefer to focus on the investigating.
Alright. We'll stick to the investigating.
I mean, you're welcome to have fun, but I'm not going to join you on it.
No, that's why I want to stick with you. I'm lonely. He just looks at her with the fucking biggest eyes.
You're not lonely. I'm always right here.
Yes, which is why I'm going to investigate with you. I will be fine with investigating. Let's go. That way we don't have to worry about people getting hurt. You know, it's in my wiring to want to help people. She starts, like, gently ushering Artemis out the room.
Just kind of waves at Elizabeth as she is ushered out of the room.
Have fun, you two.
Try and relax.
Trying so hard not to split the party again. Y'all do this shit again.
I'm just laying on the bed.
We're just passing the time. Chill.
Which
Listen, this is how it goes.
in your rest of your day does go smooth. Artemis is still tense, wanting to try and keep her eyes open for things and still doing the investigation bits. Speaking of, go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Persuasion?
You're talking to people.
Me?
You and Serenity.
Okay.
Both of you roll persuasion checks.
15.
It's gonna be bad.
Would
10 isn't bad.
question for the DM? Would
Answer.
this be investigation? Or
This
like,
is how
what-
they're.
I'm
not
asking-
looking around the room for stuff. They're talking to people.
okay.
That's how they're doing their.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, that's why I said
Okay.
roll persuasion, because they're investigating, but they're doing it by talking to people. Because it's not like they're going and like looking for footprints or looking for where they scratched something. They're trying to get more ideas of where he was, and they. With the 15, when talking to Serenity, they're like, but Artemis is able to coax out that he did come into the Full Cup to get a room. And he did stay, like, more than one night. And he asked, different questions and whatnot. He seemed nice enough. However, he kept being, like, ominous about things every now and then, where he would like make like these like very morose jokes, very like oh well, as long as we don't get swept up in Danziel bullshit again. And when people would ask about it, he's like, oh yeah, no, rampaging monsters and stuff like that, everywhere. They presume that he is a Danziel, someone from Danziel who clearly has a very historied life from there, because he talked about it again, like it was filled with things trying to kill him all the time, always. Made people uncomfortable, but they also couldn't disagree that they've heard stuff like that about Danziel, that it is filled with just a dog-eat-dog world, effectively. And that he was looking to find something against some great hunter.
Great.
That's what you get. He was in this town looking for something to use against the Great Hunter.
You've never seen Artemis look so uncomfortable with a statement. She pulls her hood closer to herself, kind of narrows her eyes behind her glasses. Her body language is very, very blatant.
Uncomfortable.
Very.
Eventually you all
And
meet
she
back up.
continues
Okay.
on.
Yep. Eventually
Yeah,
you guys
she
meet up
continues on asking some questions.
Yep. Mostly it's a lot of the same after that.
Have you ever
Okay.
gone mountain
Oh
biking?
my god!
What?
I have been fucking muted this whole time.
You do this at least like once a session, bro.
No! Okay, so here's the problem.
Yeah.
But the actual jack on my laptop is fucked up,
You-
so I have to have an adapter. But the adapter is fucking loose, so the slightest bit of tugging will unplug it.
You're.
I
don't
hate it so
worry.
Again.
much.
We got
Okay,
this.
look here, you fucking sassy shit. When Artemis clearly got uncomfortable, farewell.
Mhm.
When Artemis got uncomfortable, Serenity asked, like, what was wrong, but I don't know if this is something Artemis has talked to her about before or not. Because my memory is bad.
Discord is punishing me for my crimes.
Um, I don't know if this is a situation that Artemis has talked to Serenity about.
It is not. She
Okay,
just looks
so
uncomfortable.
yeah, so Serenity's asking, like, is something the matter? Like, what's wrong? Why are you
Not here.
tense?
Not here.
She'll nod her head. Do you want to go back to the inn, or do you want to keep questioning?
Yes, back to the end.
She nods, and she'll start walking back to the inn.
I guess
She kind of
as
has,
you
like,
guys-
her...
You guess what?
I guess as they're going back to the inn, they'd see Aurelius just watching the sunset, like not too far away. He's just under a tree, I guess, just watching the sunset. Somewhere comfortable, not too far from the inn, so that he can come back inside whenever he needs to.
Fair. All
You
right.
want a separate room from Fidget, or do you want to go into... the
No, we
same
all
room?
need to know. We all need to know.
She nods. You head up to the room, I'll grab Aurelius, okay?
Okay.
She'll give her a quick kiss to the forehead and head out to grab Aurelius from his viewing spot.
What's happening?
She just kind of gestures with her head, like, come on.
Okay. He grabs his stuff and he stands up and he's like, "So, how was town?"
We found a few interesting things out, but Artemis wants all of us around to explain it.
Okay. Do you want some jerky?
She kind of, like, tilts her head. So why not? Chubby munching jerky.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess you just see two big boys eating jerky.
Amazing.
I'm a big girl, I need a big meal.
Velinor and Aurelius and Serenity all eating jerky, just like, delicious.
Gotta keep your strength up.
Obviously.
I wish I could explain to you the expression that I just pulled from what you just said.
The jerky's gonna just give me like 700 points of healing.
Oh
Just keep shoveling it in your mouth. Make it, shovel it in your mouth, Skyrim style. Just, we're about to die. Chomp, chomp. I need more cheese.
Alright, joking aside, I assume we're in the room now.
You guys gather back, and Velinor closes the door behind you all and looks at you with this kind of look of just...
Are you alright? Do you need a nap?
Eventually.
Want some jerky?
I had some already. I'm just gonna... I imagine this is gonna be a lot more than I'm just gonna have kind of happen. I'm just gonna sit down before it starts. Goes and sits down.
Artemis is pacing.
You okay, love?
Yeah, that nickname gets an odd look, but she kind of shakes her head a little bit.
Sorry, I fell into rain orbit.
Aurelius, you there?
Aurelius is gone now.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Where's my himbo?
We need a himbo.
Bring him back!
the himbo.
So, Artemis looks to the group.
And she starts explaining what the Great the Great Hunter is. The most powerful gnoll. And what they heard about while they were investigating.
Does any of this sound familiar?
Religion check with advantage, Aurelius.
Okay.
Roll a straight religion check, Serenity, and roll a religion check with disadvantage, Fidget.
Okay.
Because country. not easy for knowing.
That checks.
Ooh.
I already have a 0.
Yeah, but you might still roll 2 natural 20s. You don't know.
A 10 and an 11.
Oh!
Hey, that's
That's
still
not too
close.
bad,
Yeah.
actually.
I rolled 2 nat 20s.
Did it not
with
go through?
disadvantage.
What the hell?
You read it off to me, and I trust you that it rolled
Okay.
and did stuff nowhere. So you rolled a 10. With a 10, you're still kind of processing what gnolls are, and you're like, okay, so this one's like really strong then. Serenity, there's something about a gnoll in one of the books you read, but it wasn't. It was like described as what the gnoll you saw looked like, but you can't quite place it down fully until Aurelius kind of gets clocked right over the head with a very familiar mental image of a huge gnoll, a towering giant figure with a flail held in its hand.
Oh.
As the only creature you can imagine to be this greatest of all gnolls even, would be Yenogu.
I thought I was done with you.
Aurelius relays this information, and he expresses that it's not his field of expertise, but he did speak to people who have encountered gnolls before and have had
The reason why you know this is because Yenogu is not just a gnoll. Yenogu is a demon lord.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I was freaking out on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, you roll with
So-
advantage. You don't tell them effectively that you don't know. You'd never got in a confrontation directly, but you've at least seen him once or twice in the distance. Not a figure you would want to face off against, if you could help it.
And as Aurelius is talking about it, you do see there is... And it's not like the cold anger that he normally shows. This time he's just... He's not hiding his anger. Like, there is an anger to him when he's describing this. His fist is white, and his aura almost seems to shift with his emotions. This is what I mean by Aurelius showing his humanity. He is no longer hiding this part of himself. But yeah, he relays what he knows of Old Mate through his anger and frustration. And there's a look in his eye that, like, even though he knows he would lose the fight, he wants to cut that thing down.
Artemis is absolutely pale. Would it be reasonable for her to come to the realization of Danziel worshipping demon lords is more common than she anticipated?
At this point, the pieces are falling into line. So I'd say, with your intelligence and with your opening understanding, it would be up to you how much she accepts it, but the idea is definitely there.
She's gonna sit and kind of rub her hand over her mouth. There's a lot of dots and pieces being put together behind her eyes, and it's very obvious. But she doesn't say anything.
If we didn't already need to find this person and go to these ruins to find out what exactly they are doing, now we definitely have to. I do not like this at all. Anyway, does anyone have a light?
What?
Artemis is going to look over at Pidgeot.
Hmm.
Do you have any thoughts?
I'm just trying to put all the... This is going over my head.
Okay, so you remember that creature outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a knoll.
I figured as much. I got
So-
that information.
Imagine that, but bigger.
Okay.
Give it a flail,
Okay.
and call it a demon lord.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
And you
Nobody said
still
that.
want to
Why?
go, and you still want to go after it, huh?
He is a
I want to
paladin.
go after the summoner so that it doesn't do anything. Stupid.
I was supposed to tell you that Maxim says don't do it, but I know it ain't gonna stop you, so.
Yeah, I knew that going in.
John, I have a question. Now that he said it's a demon lord, does that ring any other bells?
You hear in the back of your mind the sound of frothing at the mouth.
I can feel your drool.
Nah, it's not drool, that's foam.
I'm so glad he said foam. I thought that was going somewhere else.
What the fuck did you think he was going towards?
I think I
You
know.
really want that answer? Do you really want that answer?
That's gonna take down the stream.
Exactly.
Foam! Frothing at the mouth in anger.
She just... I really hope you're not acquainted.
Not intimately,
before
but
you get-
I know enough about the name to go, hey, that bitch gotta die.
Are you sure you're strong enough to take on a demon lord?
Me? No, absolutely not. You? Hell fucking no. Aurelius? Absolutely not. Fidget? She's got gumption. She gets squished. Artemis? I don't see her living more than the 0.2 seconds it takes for you to jump in front of her and also die.
Your confidence is staggering.
What part of giant, razor-toothed, flail-wielding hunter did he not impart upon you to realize?
Realize what specifically? You're going to have to be very specific. Yes, she is fucking with him. His silence says all. If we're dealing with the demon lord, then... And this is like out loud to the rest of the group. Or rather, someone who's trying to summon a demon lord. Should we go after it, or should we send others after it? Because I'm sure there could be other people. And she says people with like a grimace.
Wait, hold on a second.
Well,
This is in Serenity's head.
Yes?
Give me a moment. I need to think about something, because that doesn't add up. In fact, that sounds wrong.
What do you mean that something's wrong?
Give me a moment. Like I said, chatter. I'm thinking.
Hey,
Aurelius is just looking expectantly at Serenity.
Apparently Victus has an idea.
is this new?
He has ideas.
I
He
know
has
it's
plenty of
shocking.
ideas.
Hardy
He has plenty of ideas. The problem is none of them align to my morality.
I have ideas that don't involve morality.
What, as in the
May's not saying this
morality?
out loud to you, he's saying it in her head.
Yeah. Doesn't align with the moral. As in, like, the morality that's, like, of the locals, or just your personal morality?
Personal morality.
Okay.
But typically my personal morality seems to be at least somewhat similar to locals.
Well, clearly mine is not, as we are about to do some trespassing.
Hey, I already told you I'm going with you, so you know.
And I would expect nothing less of you. He pats her head.
She swats at his hand, is kind of going, you know what? I was doing this while you were still a hoity-toity do-gooder paladin, so you know. I know what I'm doing.
I promise you him being a paladin does not make him hoity-toity or goody-goody.
Have you met Aurelius? He was the good boy when we first met him.
Sure. I'll let you believe that.
It's what you showed us, so I'm gonna go by what the proof I have.
Unfortunately for you, your proof is inaccurate. You do not know the full story.
I didn't say you gave me the full story. I'm saying what you wanted us to see is what I'm going off of.
I didn't necessarily want you to see anything.
Y'all are bickering.
So what are we doing? Are we trespassing or?
Yes, we are trespassing, but I would say wait a few more minutes for that patrol. Any gestures to a patrol that's like out and like closer to the ruins to move along their route a bit, and then in that gap we go in. They shouldn't see us if we're... You know what? He looks to Fidget. You're the expert.
How to get in?
Without being seen.
Well, dark colors are be very helpful. The fact that you don't clang anymore is going to be very helpful. Shadows are going to be a best friend. And do not try to rush it.
Okay. There's tall grass we can hide amongst, I assume.
Already literally dressed in whites.
Yeah, she made that point when she says dark colors. She looks at Serenity kind of like, sigh.
We're going to have to find me some new clothes.
But you didn't want to be spooky like me.
Aurelius
I
just
don't want to be
grabs
spooky like
his cloak. That was Kendall's.
So you took it off of you took it off of Artemis and put it on.
Yeah. Ta-da! At least Artemis is blue. Blue somewhat blends in, especially at night.
Yeah, it's going to be harder to see. The fact that Adi and I have dark hair makes it harder for us to be seen, even though I'm a little pale and do kind of tend to glow. Do not take any of your weapons out, because we do have the glowing weapons that were under the moon. That'll draw attention to us very quickly. Sorry about that, Aurelius. I know you're missing your sword. But
Artemis
just
raises
stating
her
facts.
very mechanical hand and waves. That her arm is now fully exposed.
Adi's gonna need the cloak, or she's gonna be a beacon as we go outside.
Aurelius just grabs a bedsheet.
oh my god.
That's not ours!
He doesn't care.
Look. And Fidget will actually take her scarf off and hand it to Artemis. Just make sure I get it back once we're out of there.
And Artemis is gonna start wrapping her arm in the scarf.
Okay. Any oversights?
Again, do not try to rush it. If you think there is a possibility of being seen, you'll probably be seen.
Okay. All right. Okay. He clearly nervous, but he knows he has to do it.
What are you doing up there, Victus?
Wasn't this fucker... Wasn't... Didn't one of the people in the city say that he was looking for something against the Great Hunter?
Yes. He's looking to kill it, I think.
I think that was in Serenity's head.
It was, yes.
Sorry.
I mean, she'll transcribe it, so, like,
Yeah.
transcribe. She'll translate it. There was a guy who was looking after ways to kill it, potentially be commissioned. Well, ask him if there are ways to counteract the summoning of him.
No, I think Adi was saying that somebody said that Bugbear Buddy was trying to go against this Great Hunter. Not summon him.
But if they... Aurelius's eyes narrow.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
So now you want to work with this demon lord dude?
Well, my point being is, what's the bigger enemy? The bugbear summoning lesser demons, or someone who's trying to summon the demon lord?
Aurelius narrow... Like, you see him pacing around the room. Either way, we still need to know what his intentions truly are, because at this point it's all just hearsay. We'll get more of an idea by going to the rooms.
They nod their head. Just a thought.
It's a good thought. Keep it in mind. He writes... He pulls it out his journal, and he writes in the that note on a page, and he's titled it "Stinky Bugbear Demon Summoner Man."
Oh my god.
And there's a little drawing with the bugbear with like smell lines going off of it. It's actually pretty solid.
I didn't know you could draw, Aurelius.
Not as well as some of my other friends. And he closes it. All right. I think the patrol has passed. Wait, no, 1 minute.
It's going to take us a second to get outside to look inconspicuous enough not to draw attention to the newcomers in town suddenly heading towards the ruins.
It's dark enough that we may not even be seen.
This is true, but we're also the newcomers, and sometimes that usually puts people's attention on you automatically.
All right, so then don't go out the front door.
You gonna fall out the window again?
Please no.
It's a one-story building.
You can still fall out a window. I believe in you.
Why are you encouraging this?
Have
Why
you
not?
not met Artemis?
I can fall out a window. Let's go see.
Don't
No,
fall out the
Adi.
window.
Just because you have new armor, let's not test it out by doing a face plant outside. We can
I can
climb
walk-
out the window.
Yes, I can climb out a window just fine.
Yeah, but you were saying you were gonna test falling out a window. We ain't doing that.
I'm sorry, do I need to explain every joke that I make?
Apparently to me, yes. Fidget says as she opens up the window.
Aurelius just kind of gestures at a Fidget to the rest of the party, and he does the whoosh motion, which is ironic as hell.
Fidget stops and turns at the party going, look, this has become... I'm in work mode. I haven't been like this in 2 years. I'm sorry if it's making it a little more difficult for me to joke around, but right now I'm in work mode, and I apologize. As she pulls her hood up.
I appreciate your apology.
Aurelius pulls up his hood, and if she's in work mode, then I'm in work mode. Let's do this.
Okay, Fidget leads the way, climbing out the window of the room.
Artemis waddles after them with the journal.
Trinity will be basically bringing up the rear, and she looks at Artemis. Must be nice to understand what work mode means.
You should also be in work mode.
I don't have one.
Yes, you do.
That only lasts a minute.
I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
I don't think we are. She's just
Go
swallowing.
She's like, go in protector mode. You don't need
Guys,
to be protected.
come on. Shh. Once out the window, Fidget is not walking up straight. She is crouched down a bit as she walks, just kind of peeking around.
I'm gonna do a perception check, like Aurelius is like human, so not gonna see too many unless there's sources of light, but
Make a perception.
Oh,
with
I
disadvantage.
forgot. The humans are in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, and I told you not to take the weapons out for light.
Make perception.
would it be with disadvantage or
It
just
would
normal?
be, yes.
Okay, thought so.
Might
Yes.
Fidget do the same?
You all
All
may.
right, that's a 4.
All
Perception. At least I don't have a negative 0
I got
on
two
this one.
two. I got two.
Keep your eyes open.
My eyes. I can see everything with my elf eyes.
Serenity's looking at Artemis's.
My butt is hypnotizing.
Serenity's still trying to figure out what in the world work mode means.
Her work mode has been just like her personality. She doesn't swap personalities. That's the problem. Well, I won't say swap personalities. She's always protective. It just needs to have a trigger.
Right. So, I will keep that in mind. Also.
She's you.
Huh? Oh.
Why are you singing Pokemon music?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, the new
I'm worried
music.
about
Ah, that's what it was. Okay.
No, I just needed to check things. There we go. And
I'm putting the new music on.
I did.
I see everything.
Wah.
Wow.
Like, Aurelius thinks he can see everything. All he can see is a few lights in the distance.
You know the direction of the runes, and that is going to be helpful.
Yes.
He knows the direction of the runes. He knows that the patrol is no longer there because the light is no longer in the distance.
Yes. With Artemis's help, kind of leading from the back a little bit, you're able to continue making your way towards the runes. At one point, Serenity, you swear you see something. You kind of pause for a second. Everyone kind of like keeps going for a couple of paces, and they kind of look back at you. Kind of lean in and squint. And you hear a meow, meow. You're like, oh, it's just a cat. You follow after the rest of them.
So badly do I want to investigate that cat because, like, out of all the things that she has learned from Fidget, it's that motherfuckers do weird shit to continue hiding.
Mm-hmm.
So she will very quietly to the group ask, why is there a cat here?
Because there are cats in the street.
Well, you also have to keep in mind, Serenity. Do you remember what you told me about Bean this afternoon?
Oh, goody. She's
That could be
remembering
going
now.
on too. Come on.
She nods. She'll keep following.
All right.
Would Aurelius be able to come to the conclusion that someone has shifted into a cat?
I'd say you can make the
Oh.
assumption, but you wouldn't be able to be like, this is what happened. It's an assumption.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Velinor behind us?
Yes, he is with you.
Okay,
Not
I'm
sure.
making sure.
That's why I had him roll the perception check. Now, for the more fun stuff, since you were trying to do this without getting caught, please roll me your stealth checks.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah!
Yay!
Woo! I got an 8.
Oh my god.
Paris and Aurelius run into each other. Sorry,
and
Serenity and
Clank.
Aurelius run into you. You don't even have your
Clinky.
clink.
I know, but like,
You missed the clinky. That's why you're trying to be clinky.
You're like, hold on, where's the bag of coins I can jingle while I walk?
No, what's probably happening is Aurelius is not used to the light armor movements. So he's actually stepping louder than he would with the heavier armor.
It's your metal leg stomping along as you walk.
That adds up actually. He's having a hard time.
It's like, I don't know what Serenity's is, but at least we know Aurelius is the metal leg.
Serenity's focused on that cat and it's throwing her the fuck off. Because she knows what druids are, and she knows, like, what familiars are, so it's like, is that a fucking normal cat, or is that fucking someone who's about to rat my ass out? You know she ain't quiet. She ain't built for this.
So. Making your way further towards the ruins. Fidget, you just hear Aurelius thump, 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 thump next to you. And Velenor's like crouching over, but he's not exactly like super stealthy. He's kind of like look around with his look of just like, am I supposed to be here for this? I didn't agree to this, but I'm here. I'm okay with this, but why am I here? What? And
when you were already attached to your group of people.
Serenity just keeps bumping into people because looking back at Kat doesn't know they stopped. This is by far the worst stealth mission you've been on so far.
That says something because we were really loud in the Feywild.
I'm so sorry, Elizabeth.
With the noises and the bumping into everything and all that, Fidget kind of Fidget stops, and you see her pinch the bridge of her nose and just kind of go, I forgot I wasn't working with people who know what they're doing.
Artemis does.
Audie is being quiet.
Yes.
But she'll just kind of turn back behind her and look at everybody going, just kind of like, seriously, if you're gonna be this loud, we can just walk in.
I'm not meant to be stealthy. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, can we walk it from here? Are we safe?
We're barely away from the tavern.
Oh, I need to be stealthy, and Velenor wild shapes into a cat.
Thank you, Velenor. And she gives him. She kind of leans down, reaches down, and gives him a bit of a scritch. Going, thank you.
I'm not.
Already is pouting.
Hang out with me long enough, I can teach you. It's fine. Aurelius, you're not in your regular armor. Use the light armor to your advantage. This is why I wanted you to run after me before. It was to work on getting used to moving in the light armor.
Does Artemis know what the ruins are?
It's ahead of you, yeah. I just see the light bulb finally illuminating in Aurelius's mind, like, you know, if you phrase it like that.
Artemis is gonna waddle ahead of them.
All right.
Why do you keep describing her as waddling? It's such a cute little image, but why?
I don't know, it's just the vibe today.
Fidget kind of motions with her head and follows after Artemis to keep going.
As Artemis can see.
Mm-hmm. There's a slight bit of moonlight, enough to make it so you guys can see bits, like the outlines of some things, but not fully. But eventually you get into the shadow of these ruins, this structure. And there is a door. And perhaps the strangest of all things is that the door is open. Not like open for the world, like one door is just flat out missing.
Oh.
And you don't see like any signs of the door being like broken in or broken out. The door is just gone.
Door's stuck.
Artemis does not trust. Can I roll perception?
Yeah.
To help with things, while they're doing that, Fidget pulls out her sword, standing up, and just sticks the sword tip in to illuminate things just a little bit.
Okay. That will make it so that you don't have disadvantage on your perception checks for you and Aurelius.
So can I roll?
You can.
I would be
Perception.
doing an investigation
You may. Go ahead.
instead of
So perception.
If you wish.
12.
Or investigation to look around. So with a 12 perception,
I don't know what I can
Nope,
do
I
right
got
now.
a 10. We're good.
I don't know what I can do right now, dude.
this door was definitely ripped off.
We suck at this.
Paris, you can roll perception or investigation of your choice. Remember your things.
Oh, that's right. Oh, let's do investigation.
As you're looking it over, Aurelius, you're like, yeah, no, this door was had to have been ripped off. Someone took this door somewhere.
Aurelius is looking around for the door.
Serenity, looking it over, there's bits of ground around where the door had been, where it looks like there was probably wind that came through and swept things aside, but there's granules of stone stuck into some of the corners. And the hinges are still attached where it would have been, and they appear to be unbent. As though someone turned the door to dust.
So you hear her very quietly go, "What the fuck?" Which is kind of weird because Serenity doesn't curse often, at least that curse.
Yeah, that would get Fidget to turn her attention right to Serenity, going, what is it?
So I don't know exactly how common this is, but the door wasn't broken. The door was just made gone. Someone
we're
evaporated it.
And we're going in. Why?
If someone's that powerful, then they don't.
With the investigation check, it was a while ago, most likely, because this would have required a strong wind, which hasn't been something that the summer has brought, but someone, at some point, made this door disappear.
She'll explain that thought process then.
Okay.
There's no way they could still be here, but it's the fact that someone strong enough to do that was here in the first place that's off-putting.
Hopefully, if all goes well, we won't be here long.
Just
She
a
nods her
quick in
head.
and out, right?
That's the idea.
Somebody who can see in the dock probably should go first. I know we have our weapons, but,
Yeah, I'll take over.
Aurelius draws his sword, ready. His, paladin instincts kind of kicking in a little bit.
All right.
And he goes to the back of the group to protect the flank.
Gotcha.
Fidget will be in front of Aurelius, so the two people who can see can go first.
Artemis will walk forward.
Okay.
Serenity will be going with Artemis.
Gotcha.
Keeping an eye out for... essentially traps. I'm looking for traps.
Make a perception check.
Oh, why you got me perception when it's usually investigation, you bastard?
You said you're looking around, and there's not anything that would look trappable in the first part. We'll get there. Yep.
While I'm thinking about it, how, I'm assuming there's, bodies and things, probably. No bodies. Sorry, brain's jumping ahead.
You're jumping ahead. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, sorry. I guess what I was trying to ask is, basically, does it look like there's been anything recent added? I guess history check?
We'll get there when we get there.
Okay. Sorry.
No worries. So, Serenity, looking around, you don't immediately notice it. In fact, you're one of the last people to notice it. However, as you're going in, there's like this bit to it where there's like an open foyer-looking area that looks like it's got bits that are like almost like writings on the wall and markings, as well as a staircase off to the side that has markings that almost seem to indicate go up. Following it, keeping your eyes open still, trying to keep awareness of things. Going slowly, not triggering any traps or anything like that yet. Everyone else, you start to smell something slightly coppery. That's right, you're the last one to notice that smell.
Would Aurelius recognize the smell?
Probably more
Smells
so
like
than...
blood?
Kind of, yeah. You would notice it. You would recognize it more so than the others first. Fidget next, and Artemis, and then Serenity.
Kinda wishing I had my scarf. Ugh.
As I said, quick in and out. I mean, at least we don't have to walk through it.
Do you even know what you're looking for?
I'm looking for something out of place, something that's missing. We're looking for something that would have held a fun little fidget thing. I don't know why he wants it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Why?
He was telling people he wants something to use against the Great Hunter.
I understand that, but what? Like, maybe by looking at where they took it from, we can understand what it is beyond just spinny toy thing. Because I don't think a spinny toy thing is gonna work against a demon lord. Like,
Something that Maxim mentioned is there might be something inside.
If it's some kind of puzzle, typically those, if they're magical, contain something once you solve it.
Yeah, and he has to know how to open it and put it back together.
maybe then we can find something here that can do that? Something
it's
that
possible.
can help us. I mean, these are ancient ruins, and if he found it in here...
As you're saying that, Serenity, up front, you notice something ahead of you that's kind of blocking the stairs. It's hard to see with the colorations and such, but it is like kind of blocking the stairs in a way that you'd have to like scoot over all single file on one side and then kind of step around it. Do you inform the others?
Yeah, she'll give them a kind of like hushed warning.
And the scent is getting stronger, by the way.
Heading towards the blood. Aurelius
Dawn.
grips his sword tighter.
Dawn,
Yes?
this is gonna be a weird question, but considering everything you know about my character, I don't have a reaction to the smell, do I?
Specifically? No. There's
Thank
something
God.
else that would give you a more prominent reaction.
Oh, please do go on.
Not now.
As they're walking,
Yes.
Fidget kind of taps on Artemis's shoulder, going, "Since we're not trying to hide that we're here fully anymore, can I have the scarf? I need to cover my nose."
Artemis will just unwrap it from her arm and hand it over.
Now we have a permanent little light bulb.
And Fidget's had a sword out, so it's not like it's been complete
is-
darkness.
Thing is, they did that to her old arm.
Oh yeah, this is the new one.
Yeah.
Her new arm ain't nifty. Not like that
The
one.
new,
Doesn't
the
glow.
new and improved arm
Uh,
with the light downgrade.
As you do remove it, you do note that there are parts inside of it that are glowing, but not like the whole arm is glowing. It's more like like those computers that have the lights in them.
Like my light, my RGB.
Yeah,
Artemis has RGB lighting.
effectively, yes. So that means they use some of the parts from your old arm to make this, and you're seeing it now, kind of going, oh.
Cool.
But as you get close enough, the red light of Fidget's sword illuminates something covered in fur.
Fur.
And a very clear trail of something coming from it, which, based off of your noses, would be blood on the stairs. You all move up against the wall to kind of scoot around it. And as you're doing so, when you get to the other side, you realize this creature doesn't have a head.
Oh, wonderful.
It looks like it was removed. Not cleanly.
Recently?
Within the last 24 to 48 hours. You bank closer to the 48 hours. Dry, not still fresh, but not enough to get like creatures and such to feast on it. And based off of what little you can see, because again you have the light to give you a bit more context, this creature is a larger creature, not quite the Magnava size. It's like maybe around that size though, with spots across it.
Would Aurelius come to the conclusion that this is the corpse of a gnoll?
You'd say closer to a giant hyena.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why I'd react to it.
Not a gnoll, giant hyena. But giant hyenas tend to roam and wander with gnolls.
Okay.
Keep going. I'll be right back. Sorry.
No worries.
So I guess as Aurelius is inspecting this, does it look like a clean cut?
No.
Or is it more like a jagged, okay, cool.
This looks
torn
like
off,
something
cut off?
was hit multiple times to get it off.
Okay, but does it look like it was done with a weapon, or does it look more like a jagged teeth-like kind of clawing?
Weapon.
Okay. Aurelius kind of just relays this information very, it's almost uncanny how calm he is.
What's in... This doesn't sit right with me.
This looks about
These
right.
things these travel with gnolls.
Does Artemis get any odd feelings?
Roll a history check. With a 19, looking at this creature and just kind of how brutally it was killed and all the other bits that you've been getting, your mind rests on something else. Of him looking at you, horns growing out of his head. And you think for a moment about the Horned King. If he's a demon, then he has to be someone who is represented, but also, from what you heard of people who are outside of the cities, the gnolls and the minotaur of the more wild lands of Dunziel, they tended to butt heads on occasion when the gnolls were not fighting the orcs, as Eazin, the god of the hunt, tends to have conflicts with the great hunter. So do their progeny. but so do does the Great Hunter and the Horned King. So it's possible, maybe, to see that this is something that you should bring up to Aurelius at some point. Get his input on who that might be. But maybe later.
Artemis starts. Yeah. There's some pieces being put together in her head right now, and that is visible on her face.
And as you
Aurelius just looks over at her,
Wait.
just passively insight. He can probably gauge what's happening.
Big
and he
thing.
just.
We need to leave. We need to leave.
What was that look?
We need to leave.
I'm not leaving until I have answers. You can leave if you
Okay.
want.
Not leaving without all of you. We need to get out of here.
As you're saying
Talk to me,
that,
Artemis.
there's a sound from behind you, down the stairs. Like a almost laughter sound of a creature or person coming up behind you.
I'll push Artemis behind me.
Aurelius is in a defensive stance.
Aren't Aurelius and Fidget technically still in the back?
Yes, you guys are still in the back. And as you
Fidget turns very quickly when hearing the noise.
And as you see the shadows of creatures in torchlight coming up the stairs from below towards you, that is where we're going to end the session.
Oh, yay.
You said ruins. I was like, yes.
I understand, my man. There's going to be more ruins for you guys to be able to look over. Trust me. I didn't make it so there's just one.
Yeah.
Ruins. But I had to get you into the first one to, get that one last piece to kind of go, wait a minute. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Ruins.
Yes. I'm not going to say I hope you had fun, because in this case, I think I can kind of tell you guys were having fun.
We were.
You guys were being extra goofy, and I adore it, obviously. It's fun as heck. But yeah. Yeah. So, for everyone who is watching, I'm going to be winding us down. Thank you so much for watching. If you were watching this on YouTube, I do stream these with my friends here on twitch.tv/WhatTeamComp, where we play games, we do other stuff. I might be fidgeting around with some other stuff, depending on how my own life goes, to try and stream other stuff on other days. However, that's probably not going to be super important with work coming up. Going to be doing work stuff.
Christmas season and Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
All I want for Christmas is sleep.
You ain't getting that.
Nah, no. I am still planning on doing some D&D stuff. However, coming up, not next week, but the week after, will be some other fun with a secret project that's been worked on. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. For those who are watching this on Twitch, we do also post these to YouTube /Uncommon Guru. I don't have a WhatTeamComp YouTube channel. Maybe I should make one. Nah.
I was about to say it'd be.
It would make sense. I should make one. That would make sense.
It would also be able to separate the
Yeah.
the content easier.
Yeah. I'll work on it. I'll get around to it. It's not something that I thought about until just now, so that's on me.
Either way.
Either way, I hope you've all had fun. I love doing these with my friends, and I hope you are having fun with their interactions, with just the goofy antics of things, the ominous foreshadowing of things, and just how great they all are at this. It's a lot of fun. I appreciate you all. You are all amazing. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving if you are in the US, and if you are not, I hope you just have a wonderful week, just in general. And until next time, we've been WhatTeamComp. Until next time, we'll see you all later. Bye-bye!